Welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep into a piece of Star Trek history today.
Oh, this is exciting.
It is, right?
Yeah.
We've got this recently discovered shooting script for Star Trek, the motion picture.
Like a window into the making of the movie.
Exactly. And there are things in here that never made it into the final film.
I bet there are some surprises.
Oh, definitely. So we're going to go scene by scene, really break it down. You ready to jump in?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, so the script, it throws us right into the action. We're on a Klingon battle cruiser. You can feel the tension, and the tactical grid's flashing. There's this massive energy blip, this strange luminescent cloud, and the Klingon captain, he orders his crew, in Klingon, of course,
Setting the scene right away.
right, to switch to tactical view.
I love that they use Klingon right from the start.
Yeah, it's like, boom, we're in their world. This isn't just, the Federation. It's this whole universe of different cultures.
Yeah, it adds so much depth to the Star Trek world.
Totally. And the Klingons, they're warriors.
Right.
Right? So they don't even think twice. They launch photon torpedoes at this mysterious cloud.
But their weapons are useless.
Totally ineffective.
Yeah.
It's like the cloud just absorbs them, like it's nothing.
Such a great way to show us how powerful this unknown entity is. I mean, even the Klingons.
Right, the Klingons, and the visuals the script describes, it's incredible. The Klingons, they keep firing, right? And then, whoosh, the cloud hits back.
Those energy bolts.
Yeah, these whiplash energy bolts just draining the Klingon ship's energy, leaving them as these imploding husks.
It's dramatic.
Right from the beginning, setting the stakes high.
It definitely grabs your attention. What is this thing? And what does it want?
Exactly. And from the Klingon battlecruiser, we cut to Starfleet Monitor Station Epsilon 9. It's interesting because it's located in Klingon territory.
In Klingon territory. That's interesting. Why would that be?
Right. Makes you wonder what's going on between the Federation and the Klingons.
A little tension, maybe. Some backstory there.
Totally. And so they're listening to the Klingon transmissions, these desperate pleas for help as the ship gets destroyed. And then Epsilon 9, they get a visual on the cloud.
It's headed for Earth, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Massive, luminescent, and on a direct course for Earth. Talk about raising the stakes?
Definitely ups the urgency. This is a serious threat.
Absolutely. And then we cut to Vulcan,
Hmm.
and we find Spock, but he's not how we usually see him.
Oh, tell me more.
Yeah, he's unkempt, wearing these simple robes. He looks exhausted. He's undergoing this culinary training.
Oh, wow. To purge all emotion. That's intense.
Yeah, and we hear this female master's voice guiding him through it.
We know Spock struggles with his human and Vulcan sides.
Always right.
This must be really hard for him.
Yeah, and you can sense his commitment, but it's really taking a toll.
There's a line later, he says, logic is the beginning of wisdom, not the end. It's like he's questioning the absolute pursuit of logic.
That's deep. It's so Spock,
Yep.
but also not.
It's like he's realizing there might be more to life than just pure reason.
But let's not forget about Kirk. We then go to Earth. Admiral Kirk arriving at Starfleet headquarters. He's in this futuristic air tram, and it's amazing.
Give us the visuals.
Okay, so imagine 23rd century San Francisco. Familiar landmarks, but with this futuristic architecture blended in.
That's what I love about Star Trek. It's the future, but we haven't lost our past.
Exactly. And there's this diverse crowd,
Yeah.
and Kirk runs into this young Vulcan officer, Sonak. He orders him to report to the Enterprise in an hour. Seems like a small detail, but
But it foreshadows something, doesn't it?
the transporter accident
Yeah.
later on, yeah.
Oh, right. Even with all this advanced tech, space travel's still dangerous.
Yeah, it's a reminder that life is fragile.
Ah.
Okay, then we jump to Earth orbit. Kirk meets Scotty in this bustling orbital office
It's
cluster.
really busy.
Yeah, like a hub of engineering and design. And as they're talking, this travel pod detaches, heads towards this massive dry dock. Starfleet operations on a grand scale.
Lots going on behind the scenes. And in that dry dock, the Enterprise, refitted.
And the script, it describes Kirk's reaction. It's awe, wonder, romance.
He's got that unspoken line. The awe, the wonder, the romance, the obsession, the one complete love of his life. It's more than just a ship to Kirk.
It's everything. It's his dreams, his aspirations.
And Scotty, he gets it. He understands.
Oh, yeah. Kirk tells him Starfleet gave him command again. He says, they gave her back to me, Scotty.
You can hear the emotion in that line.
But it's bittersweet, Scotty's worried. They just finished refitting the Enterprise. The crew, they don't know all the new systems yet.
And they've got the fate of Earth resting on their shoulders.
No pressure, right. And speaking of the Enterprise, the script really goes all out describing her. awe-inspiring, symmetrical, dominating the dry dock. It's a visual spectacle.
A symbol of human ingenuity and ambition going out there, facing the unknown.
Chills, right.
Hmm.
Okay, so then we follow Kirk as he beams down to the Enterprise. Cargo deck. It's chaos, but organized chaos.
Controlled chaos, getting ready for launch.
Exactly. Crew members everywhere, moving containers, getting everything prepped.
Oh, those moving parts.
But Kirk's home, you can tell. He's back where he belongs. And then, boom, he rises on the bridge, takes command. And the crew, they're happy to see him, but they're also...
a little worried.
Yeah, they know things are serious. And Kirk acknowledges that. He says, I appreciate the welcome. I wish the circumstances were less critical. And right away, there's this tension with Decker.
Decker's not thrilled about being replaced. Understandable, I guess.
Totally. But he's also worried about Kirk's lack of experience.
Fair.
He hasn't been in command for a while.
A clash of personalities.
Yeah.
The old guard versus the new.
Definitely. And that tension, it just keeps building. But then, bam, the script throws us a curveball. A routine transport goes terribly wrong.
The transporter accident.
Yeah, it malfunctions. The crew members, they're basically scrambled at a molecular level. Horrible.
It's a stark reminder of the dangers, even with advanced technology. Things can go wrong.
And Kirk he's devastated. It's like he blames himself, Like his decision to take command led to this.
It makes him human, right? He's not just this fearless hero. He's got doubts. He makes mistakes.
He's carrying a lot of weight on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And while dealing with this tragedy, he has to address the crew, prepare them for the mission.
He's got to rally them.
Yeah, they gather on the recreation deck. It's expansive, multi-level, with these picture windows looking out at the dry dock. He shows them footage of the Klingon ships being destroyed, emphasizes how serious this is. Enterprise is the only Federation starship that stands in its way, he tells them.
He's appealing to their sense of duty, their need to protect Earth.
Exactly. And as they absorb this, we see the Enterprise leaving dry dock. Earth is in the background. Huge, beautiful.
Symbolic, isn't it? Leaving the safety of Earth, heading into the unknown.
It gives me chills. And as they embark on this mission, we meet some new faces on the bridge.
Nilia, the new Delta navigator.
Yeah, bald but beautiful. And her species, they're known for their sensuality. She even reminds Kirk about her oath of celibacy being on record.
Which makes everyone a little uncomfortable, especially Sulu.
Poor Sulu. But then, of course, we've got Bones. He arrives.
I love Bones.
Oh, he's the best. Initially, he didn't want to come back to Starfleet, but Kirk convinced him.
He needed his old friend by his side.
He did. And Bones, being Bones, when he sees the cloud, he says, why is any object we don't understand called a thing? Classic.
Classic Bones. Humor in the face of danger.
Always. So the crew's assembled, the Enterprise launches, engines roaring, Earth shrinking behind them. It's exciting, but the tension between Kirk and Decker, it's still there.
Decker's not letting it go. He questions Kirk's experience, says he hasn't logged a single star hour in years.
And then, like to prove his point, they encounter an asteroid field.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Right. And it's intense. Ilya's counting down to impact. Kirk's trying to maneuver the ship. Asteroid fragments are smashing against the force field.
And Decker countermands Kirk's orders. He can't help himself.
McCoy's noticing all this, and he's worried about Kirk, the pressure he's under. It's a lot.
He's got a lot on his mind.
He does. And then, just when things couldn't get more tense, bam, surprise.
Spock's back.
Spock beams aboard. He's been monitoring Starfleet transmissions. He's worried about their engine problems.
Always looking out for his friends. But he's different, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. More Vulcan somehow. His hair's neat. His clothes are even more simple than usual. He's distant, still struggling with that whole Kolinahr thing.
And the Enterprise, it's still trapped in that cloud. Things are about to get even weirder.
Oh, I bet. We'll have to pick up there next time.
Deeper into the cloud they go. The Enterprise with Spock back. Tensions building.
Yeah. And then, out of nowhere, this probe appears right there on the bridge. But it's not like any Starfleet probe I've ever seen.
Oh, no, this is something else.
Metallic, snake-like. And it's got these tendrils, and they start, like, exploring the bridge consoles. I mean, even Chekhov, he's like, can that be one of their crew?
It's the question, isn't it? What is this thing?
And then Spock, he just attacks it.
With his bare hand.
Yeah, just goes right for it.
Yeah.
I guess after that whole Kolinahr thing, maybe he's still not quite himself.
Could be. Like this probe, it's like everything he's trying to suppress. This alien thing, illogical, disrupting his control.
Makes you think, huh? Is he acting out of logic or is it something deeper?
And then, poof, it's gone.
Gone.
But it takes Ilya with it, disappears in a flash of light, and Ilya's gone.
What? No.
But in her place, a duplicate Ilya, made of the same energy as that probe.
Okay, now that's just creepy.
And this Ilya, she lets him know who's boss. I have been programmed by V'ger to observe and record normal functioning of the carbon-based units infesting U.S. enterprise. Infesting, she says.
We're just an infestation. This V'ger, it doesn't see us as equals. Not even close.
It's a good reminder, we might think we're the top of the food chain, but to something like V'ger.
We're just bugs.
Wow.
Ants under a microscope.
So what do they do with this Ilya probe?
Kirk, he tries to talk to her, get some information, but her answers, they're all cryptic, evasive. It's like
talking to a computer that doesn't understand human stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No common ground. And McCoy, he's fascinated by the technology. He suggests a medical exam. And it turns out this Ilya probe, it's a perfect copy, down to the smallest detail.
Amazing technology. Makes you wonder what else this V'ger is capable of.
And during the exam, she recognizes Decker. Says his name with this flicker of emotion. We haven't seen that before.
There's a connection there. The script doesn't explain it, but it's important.
And Spock notices, of course. He's intrigued. He knows this connection is a key to understanding V'ger.
Maybe. But then the exam's over, just like that. Ilya probe says she has enough data, and she demands Kirk's help, but Spock steps in. Says Decker would be more efficient.
Why would he do that?
He's manipulating the situation. He wants to see what happens with this Decker-Ilya connection.
Clever.
Very Spock. So Decker goes with Ilya probe, and things get even weirder.
Weirder.
Kirk, Spock, and Decker, they're talking in McCoy's office. Door's locked. And Ilya just tears through the door, demanding cooperation.
She just tears through a locked door. What is she made of?
A reminder that she's connected to something way beyond our comprehension. Powerful and a little scary.
So Decker, he goes with her.
To continue her observations. But as they leave, you can see Spock's face. He's worried. Something's not right.
And the Enterprise, it's still stuck inside V'ger. Time's running out. They're getting closer and closer to Earth.
Kirk logs an entry. Frustrated. They're not learning anything from Ilya probe. Can't communicate with V'ger. They're running out of options.
So what do?
Spock makes a decision. He's going to go out into V'ger, try to make contact himself. Alone.
Whoa, alone. That's crazy.
Kirk tries to stop him, but Spock, he's determined. He thinks a mind meld is the only way to connect with V'ger, to bridge that gap between human and machine.
Mind meld with V'ger, isn't that dangerous?
Incredibly dangerous. Kirk even warns him, V'ger's mind could be too much for him. But Spock's curious, driven. He needs to understand.
He's pushing the limits, that's for sure.
And his journey into V'ger, it's amazing. The script describes all these energy fields, swirling lights, all this complex machinery. It's like a glimpse into something vast and alien.
It must be incredible to see.
Incredible and terrifying.
So where does he end up?
He finds a chamber filled with these glowing crystals, memory crystals, storing all this data collected by V'ger's probes. He thinks they hold the key to understanding V'ger.
So he's going to try to access V'ger's memories.
Through a mind meld. He's going to try to tap into V'ger's mind directly.
That's wild. Like downloading the entire internet into his brain.
It's a big risk, but that's Spock. Always pushing the boundaries of knowledge.
So what happens? Does it work?
We see things from Spock's point of view as he starts the mind meld, and it's overwhelming. Abstract visuals, patterns of atoms, galaxies, things beyond human comprehension. But then we cut back to the Enterprise.
Oh, something's wrong.
Spock's in sickbay, unresponsive. McCoy and Chapel are working on him. Kirk's watching, worried. And then Spock laughs, this harsh, bitter laugh, so out of character.
Laugh. That doesn't sound good.
He's seen something that's shaken him to his core. When he wakes up, he explains. V'ger, it's a living machine, pure logic, pure knowledge. But it's missing something. Emotions.
Emotions. But that's the opposite of logic, isn't it?
That's the point. V'ger, with all its power, it's incomplete. It can't truly understand the universe without understanding human emotions. Love, compassion, joy, sorrow.
So V'ger's like a machine that doesn't know how to feel.
And Spock, he feels bad for V'ger, this incredibly powerful being, but it's lonely, searching for something it can't even comprehend.
That's kind of sad.
And that empathy, that's going to be important, that connection, it might be the key to saving the day. Okay, so V'ger, this massive, evolved Voyager 6, it's searching for its creator.
But it's about to destroy Earth. because it just doesn't understand us.
All this knowledge, all this power, but missing that human spark, the ability to create, to feel.
And things are starting to go wrong, right?
Yeah.
With Ilya, the probe.
Yeah, she's malfunctioning.
Because of that connection with Decker.
Seems like it. She's overwhelmed, all these emotions. V'ger can't handle it. It's too much for the probe to process, like a computer trying to understand love or grief. It doesn't compute.
So what happens? They're running out of time. V'ger's about to attack Earth.
Kirk, he takes a huge gamble. He initiates the Enterprise's self-destruct sequence.
He's going to blow up the ship. But why?
It's a last resort. To get V'ger's attention. Maybe, just maybe, it'll make V'ger stop and think. See that there's more to existence than just data.
You can realize we're more than just an infestation.
Exactly. Show V'ger that life has meaning, purpose.
And did it work? Does V'ger understand?
Well, it definitely gets its attention. But then Decker, he sees an opportunity. He's going to merge with V'ger.
Merge. Become one with it.
Exactly. He thinks he can give V'ger what it's missing. The human element. Help it to understand its creator.
So he's sacrificing himself.
Maybe. Or maybe he's reaching for something more. Something beyond what we can even imagine. Remember what he says. You got the Enterprise. It's what you wanted. This is what I want.
He's looking for something bigger than himself.
And as he merges with V'ger, the script describes this incredible explosion of light and energy. Human and machine consciousness combining.
So what happens next? Is V'ger destroyed? Is Earth saved?
When the light fades, V'ger's gone. Vanished. There's just this point of light, and then it's gone too.
So Earth is safe.
Earth is safe.
And Decker?
We don't know. Did he become something else? Did he cease to exist? The script leaves it open. But one thing's for sure, V'ger needed that human connection to evolve, to transcend its programming.
It's like Spock said, logic is just the beginning. V'ger had logic in spades, but it was Decker's humanity that made the difference.
A fascinating look into the creative process behind this iconic film and all those big questions it raises. What does it mean to be human? What are the limits of knowledge? What is the meaning of creation?
This shooting script, it's incredible. I mean, it really makes you think.
That's the power of good science fiction, right? Taking these fantastical ideas and using them to explore who we are, what we believe, to make us question everything we thought we knew.
Well said. This has been an amazing deep dive into the Star Trek, the motion picture shooting script. Thanks for joining us, everyone. And as always, live long and prosper.